The world of the tiny couple admirers has always been filled of admiration, affection, and curiosity about the adored family that captured hearts on television for years. In addition to their show's popularity, Dr. Jennifer Arnold, Bill Klein, and their kids Will and Zoey became well known due to the candidness with which they discussed their personal lives. Fans experienced every step of the journey, from obstacles to victories. A new chapter is now beginning, one that is simultaneously surprising and endearing. Zoey Klein, Jennifer and Bill's sweet and lively daughter, who initially joined the family as a small kid from India, is the subject of the shocking news. Over the years, viewers saw Zoey transform from a timid young child into a self-assured young adult. The news that Zoey has a new baby has now spread throughout the world. Fans were caught off guard by this announcement, but it also made them feel happy and excited. The fact that Jennifer Arnold and Bill Klein, the couple whose love story fans cherished for years, are apparently going through a devastating breakup makes this moment even more jaw-dropping. The family is facing a turning point that no one anticipated after decades of being together. However, in the midst of this tragic circumstance, Zoey's pregnancy announcement offers a ray of hope and happiness, demonstrating once more how life may unexpectedly combine joys and sorrow. The small pair has 4 long-standing followers. It's like watching 2 parallel storylines, one about happiness and the other about heartbreak, come to life. Bill and Jennifer have always seemed like the ideal couple, sharing everything from health issues to job changes with the world. They helped one another overcome every obstacle. Whether it was raising 2 kids while in the spotlight all the time, moving between states for employment, or Jennifer's fight with cancer. Fans are shocked by the possibility of a separation or split, and many are expressing their anguish and shock on social media. However, despite rumors circulating over the status of Jennifer and Bill's marriage, Zoey's life update has invigorated the discussion in a unique way. The advent of her new baby signals fresh beginnings, progress, and the continuity of love within the Klein family, even if things appear different than before. For now, the baby's specifics are kept confidential. It's unclear if this is Zoey's biological child, an adoption, or even a step into foster care. It's evident that Zoey is embracing this new role with the same tenacity and warmth that her admirers witnessed in her childhood. Those who see the young couple recall Zoey as the charming little kid with a large personality and a sharp sense of humor. Seeing Kate go into motherhood, or at least a caregiving role, feels like a full-circle moment for many followers who still feel linked to her tale. Since the news surfaced, fan reactions on social media have been exploding. While some people are happy for Zoey and her new baby, others are saddened by the rumored breakup between Jennifer and Bill. Numerous comments emphasize how life frequently presents both blessings and problems at the same time, and how this particular period for the Klein family is a prime illustration of that. Known for her honesty and tenacity, Jennifer Arnold has kept the circumstances of the situation with Bill private. People close to the family, however, indicate that Jennifer continues to be incredibly supportive of Zoey's new motherhood. Jennifer and her daughter have always had a close relationship, and this new chapter only serves to strengthen it. In contrast, Bill Klein has always been a loving parent. Bill has always loved his kids, especially Zoey and the newest member of the family, regardless of whether he and Jennifer are actually divorcing or just going through a difficult time. Fans remember innumerable instances from the show where Bill's warmth and humor were evident, demonstrating that he was not only a devoted father but also a loving husband. Many people are concerned about the Klein family's future because of the timing of these occurrences. Despite their alleged breakup, would Jennifer and Bill still support and co-parent their kids? How will the family celebrate Zoey's new role as a mother and deal with this transition? Fans are looking forward to hearing the answers to these questions in the upcoming months. The most notable aspect, however, is how the Klein's lives continue to change even when the cameras are not there. The little pair may no longer be on television, but the family tale keeps unfolding in real life, reminding everyone that they are more than just reality stars. They are human beings going through the highs and lows of life. Over the years, many have been inspired by Zoey's journey in particular. She has gracefully navigated every obstacle, from her early days acclimating to life in a foreign nation to growing up in the spotlight. Zoey is now taking on a role that many of her followers believe was meant for her as she welcomes a new baby. The affection and support she receives from her family appears to be constant, regardless of whether she is raising the child alone or with a partner. Fans, meanwhile, can't help but think back on the connection between Jennifer and Bill, which was once a source of optimism for a lot of people. The reports of a separation are accurate. For the couple who taught the world about love, tenacity, and cooperation, it signifies the end of an era. But despite the fact that their paths are diverging, what keeps everything together is their common dedication to their kids and, now, perhaps a grandchild. The tale of the Klein family has always been one of resilience. In front of millions of viewers, Jennifer, Bill, Will, and Zoey have endured everything from cross-country relocation to adoption journeys, from health concerns to professional shifts. With its mixture of grief and joy, this most recent chapter seems to be yet another example of how life rarely goes as expected but always goes on. One thing is certain as fans await additional information. The Klein family feels renewed and hopeful with Zoey's new baby. This event has reminded everyone of why they fell in love with this family in the first place, regardless of whether it turns out to be a turning point for Jennifer and Bill or just a sorrowful milestone. Through every twist and turn, the Kleins continue to inspire with their courage, love, and capacity to find joy even in the most unexpected moments. Ultimately, the touching birth of Zoey's child in the midst of Jennifer and Bill's rumored divorce demonstrates how families can develop, alter, and evolve in unexpected ways. Life goes on. Love can take many different shapes, and lovely new beginnings can arise even in the midst of sadness. This will be remembered by the Klein family and their supporters as a day when joy and sorrow met. Love, however, has always managed to show through. Fans of the little pair have been watching Will Klein's development on screen for years, seeing him change from the cute little child they initially saw to the self-assured young man he is now. As the son of Bill Klein and Dr. Jen Arnold, fans who have followed the family's journey since the beginning of the show have shown Will love and adoration, keeping him in the spotlight throughout the majority of his life. But in recent months, Will has encountered unanticipated criticism on social media, particularly TikTok, where some users have questioned and critiqued many facets of his personality, choices, and existence. Will Klein is now speaking out for the first time. He is being candid about the online hate, the individuals who have jumped to conclusions about him, and what he wants everyone to understand about the true story behind the drama that has gone global. Discussions among the fan base have been triggered by his statements. As Will finds his own voice outside of the shadow of the young couple, many people think this is a significant turning point in his life. Short TikTok videos of Will went viral, some shared by admirers and others by detractors who exploited them to make disparaging or caustic comments. This sparked the debate. Will is accustomed to being seen by the public, having grown up watching reality TV. However, TikTok brought a new form of pressure with its ferocious comment sections and lightning-fast viral culture. While some people criticized his demeanor, others raised concerns about his connections, future aspirations, and even his family dynamics. Speculation and assumptions that had little to do with truth immediately grew out of the criticism. Will, who had mostly remained silent in the face of the online commotion, at last made the decision to confront the issue directly. Will Klein recently made his feelings about the TikTok outrage clear in a statement posted on his official social media accounts. He started, "I've seen what people have been saying. I normally dismiss stuff like this because most of the time people online don't genuinely know what's going on in my life. However, I feel compelled to speak up when things become distorted or when others begin to assume things about my family or myself." Supporters rushed to his defense, applauding his bravery for facing the criticism head-on instead of allowing the allegations to spread. Many noted that Will has been surrounded by cameras since he was a little boy, which makes people forget that he is a real person with feelings, not just a fictional character from a TikTok video or TV show. Social media can be a double-edged sword, Will continued. On the one hand, it enables him to communicate with his fans, share significant events, and provide an insight into his life outside of the small couple. However, it allows for the perspectives of those who may not have the whole picture. According to Will, There is a notion that anyone can say anything they want about someone just because they have appeared on television. But I'm just a person at the end of the day. Simply put, my family is a family. We experience the same things as everyone else. Good days and terrible days, ups and downs. The difference is that after watching a TikTok video or a television program, people believe they know everything there is to know about us. That's only one aspect of it. Longtime admirers of the small couple found great resonance in their candid viewpoint. Many defended Will in the comments section, stating how much they had enjoyed seeing him develop over time. Some said that because they had watched him on the show since he was so small, they felt protective of him. One fan commented, "The way some people talk about Will or his family on TikTok is so unfair. I'm glad he's speaking up because he deserves respect just like anyone else." Another fan wrote, "Will doesn't owe anyone explanations about his life. He's grown into an amazing young man, and people need to remember he's human before anything else." Will's statement, however, went beyond simply criticizing negativity. Additionally, it expressed gratitude to everyone who has helped him throughout the years. He was clear that the voices of criticism are greatly outweighed by the support and affection of devoted admirers. "I would like to express my gratitude to everyone who has supported me from the start." We'll also discuss the special experience of growing up in the spotlight, saying, "The people who send kind messages, who share positive comments, who remind me that there are way more good people out there than bad. You guys mean the world to me." While many people his age handle life's milestones secretly, Will has done so under the watchful gaze of millions. Social media and television have frequently featured stories about cool accomplishments, family getaways, and even personal struggles. "People occasionally forget that I didn't initially choose to be on TV. I was a child," Will said. "I can choose what I want to communicate and what I don't now that I'm older. I find that significant. Even those who have previously been in the spotlight should have some privacy." His remarks spurred more extensive conversations about how reality TV kids like Will and his sister Zoey deal with celebrity as they get older. Will's remarks demonstrated how difficult it is to strike a balance between one's own identity and public attention in the era of TikTok and Instagram, as many former child stars have discussed. He has stated that he has no intention of completely removing himself from social media in spite of the criticism. Rather, he plans to establish limits while still sharing personal moments according to his own rules. He made it clear that he wants people to recognize him for who he truly is, not for a version that has been influenced by popular soundbites or presumptions. "I'm not leaving," Will stated resolutely. "But going forward, I will make sure that the information people hear about me originates from me and not from unreliable TikTok accounts or ignorant individuals." As his remarks spread online, hashtag supporting Will began trending among the tiny couple supporters. Many individuals hoped that this incident would inspire greater compassion and understanding on social media, particularly for young people who are in the public eye. Will was overwhelmingly supported by friends, family, and fans in the days after his response, who praised his fortitude and maturity. Though they have not made any public remarks regarding the TikTok controversy, Will's parents, Jen and Bill, are reportedly proud of the poise and self-assurance with which he handled the matter. For Will Klein, this is more than simply a way to respond to his online detractors. It is the start of a new chapter in which he takes charge of his narrative, accepts his voice, and rejects negativity as a defining characteristic. For his admirers who have watched him mature, it serves as a potent reminder that there is a real person behind every TikTok video or headline who merits consideration, respect, and the opportunity to express their opinions. Watching their amazing journey on film, Dr. Jen Arnold and Bill Klein have been adored by fans of the little couple for years. Following the couple's personal lives, parenting adventures, health issues, and career accomplishments, the show swiftly established itself as a mainstay on TLC. As the family allowed cameras into their lives, viewers were enthralled by their friendliness, tenacity, and transparency. However, a legal storm was simmering beneath the endearing moments and warm grins. The fact that Jen and Bill ultimately ended up in a court dispute with their producers, the very individuals who helped bring their narrative to television screens, shocked a lot of fans. What precisely transpired then? Why, rather than concentrating only on their careers and families, did this well-liked reality TV pair wind up in legal issues? It's critical to comprehend the show's journey before delving into the legal struggle. When the little couple debuted in 2009, it introduced viewers to Bill Klein, a prosperous businessman, and Dr. Jen Arnold, a neonatologist. Skeletal dysplasia, an uncommon disorder that impairs bone formation and causes shorter stature, was present in both of them from birth. However, their height was never the exclusive focus of the show. It was about conquering obstacles, starting a family, and demonstrating that love, willpower, and hope can overcome almost anything. When Jen and Bill adopted their kids, fans cheered. Will and Zoey managed their health issues while juggling their busy jobs and becoming parents. The show's popularity brought fame, possibilities, and financial benefits. However, the stars' connection with the production business wasn't always as seamless as it seemed on film, as is the case with many reality TV families. The tiny couple was produced by LM Cable Group, which was led by producer Eric Evangelista. Since LMO was known for creating well-liked reality series, its collaboration with TLC appeared to be a natural fit. LMO oversaw the little couple's 4-year production, managing everything from contracts to shooting dates. However, it was said that behind the scenes, TLC and some of the celebrities connected to their shows were becoming more antagonistic. When LMO was involved in a lawsuit with Discovery Communications, the parent company of TLC, in 2016, the public's attention was drawn to the problem. While LM accused Discovery of attempting to steal their programming, Discovery accused LMO of financial mismanagement. When Discovery and LMO began arguing over funds and production rights, issues arose about the small couple's intellectual property, essentially who owned the rights to the show and its future episodes. LMO asserted that they still owned the production rights, but Discovery wanted to move forward with the series without them. Jen and Bill now find themselves in a legal limbo as a result of that disagreement. LMO claimed in court documents at the time that Discovery had been surreptitiously speaking with the little couple stars in an effort to completely remove LM from the situation. Due to the fact that Jen and Bill were the main stars at the core of the show's value, Omano sued Discovery, claiming that this was a breach of contract. Jen and Bill, meanwhile, maintained that they were simply trying to protect their family and their interests while ensuring the show could continue without legal drama derailing it, generate revenue from multiple sources, advertising, international licensing, streaming rights, and sometimes merchandise or spin-offs. Usually, networks like TLC claim a portion of those proceeds, while production companies like LMO keep a portion. In turn, the stars receive wages or fees for each episode. Stars, however, may find themselves in the middle of conflicts between networks and production firms, particularly if their contracts bind them to one company while the network wishes to collaborate with another. In this instance, LM claimed that Discovery and the young couple were conspiring to keep LMO out of the business so they could make money without having to split the profits. Discovery refuted this, claiming that the issues were brought on by LMO's own financial mismanagement. Fans were concerned about the tiny couple's future as court documents were being filed back and forth. Would the program be cancelled? Would Jen and Bill quit watching TV completely? The legal issue occurred during a very trying period for Jen and Bill. Jen was juggling her rigorous medical work, raising 2 small children, and fighting cancer around the same time. The couple did not want their family life to be overshadowed by a legal circus. Nevertheless, they were forced to participate in some way as they were the faces of the young couple. In public, Jen and Bill kept quiet about the court battle, preferring to talk about their families, health, and fan interaction. However, court filings made clear the extent of the dispute between Discovery, LMO, and all others involved with the program. The legal matter was eventually resolved in part. Without LMO's help, Discovery proceeded with new production agreements, enabling the tiny couple to keep airing. The show continued to film more seasons under new management when Jen and Bill were released from their contract with the production firm. This was a relief for fans. It meant no permanent cancellation because of backstage drama, more episodes, and more family time. But the legal battle between LMO and Discovery continued for years, with allegations of business sabotage, financial mismanagement, and fraud recurring in court documents. However, the importance was still evident to Jen and Bill. Safeguard their loved ones, keep telling their narrative, and get past the legal issues as soon as you can. The legal disputes involving the young couple bring to light a reality that many viewers of their favorite shows are unaware of. Reality TV is still a business with contracts, revenues, and conflicting interests behind the smiles, happy moments, and family milestones. The circumstances of Jen and Bill were not unusual. Similar struggles over ownership rights, contracts, and payment conflicts have been encountered by other reality TV stars. However, supporters who were accustomed to just witnessing the positive aspects of the family's trip were taken aback by the drama because the tiny couple was so adored. Bill Klein and Jen Arnold have mostly moved on from the legal drama. They have persisted in giving fans sporadic updates while concentrating on their family careers. The small couple's legacy endures even though there haven't been any new episodes in years. Furthermore, even if it was tense at the time, the court case didn't ultimately shape Jen and Bill's narrative. The most important lesson for supporters was straightforward. Real-life difficulties, such as health issues or legal battles, can impact anyone, even the most endearing families on TV, even in the realm of reality TV. Jen Arnold has physical difficulties from birth due to an uncommon genetic disorder known as spondyloepiphyseal dysplasia, which is a form of skeletal dysplasia. However, she refused to let her illness define or limit her from an early age. Rather, it became a component of the motivation behind her aspirations. She spent a considerable amount of her childhood in hospitals for a variety of medical operations, experiences that eventually motivated her to become a doctor. Her desire to become a doctor so that she could provide the same degree of care and empathy to people going through challenging times was stoked by witnessing the kindness and skill of the medical professionals who treated her. After achieving success in her early schooling, Jen resolutely pursued her higher education. At the University of Miami, where she received her undergraduate degree, she distinguished herself not only for her academic prowess but also for her capacity for leadership and her desire to serve others. She then proceeded to Johns Hopkins School of Medicine, one of the most prominent universities in the world, to earn her medical degree. This was no easy task. Jen's success at Johns Hopkins, which is known for its demanding programs, demonstrated her aptitude for learning as well as her commitment to the medical field. Jen didn't stop there, either. She finished her pediatric residency at the Children's Hospital of Pittsburgh because she recognized the value of specialized knowledge. She had always been drawn to helping children, especially those who were suffering from severe illnesses or were born in difficult situations, so pediatrics seemed like a natural choice for her. At the same facility, she subsequently undertook a neonatology fellowship, which helped her hone her skills in providing crucial medical care for babies. Dr. Arnold gained a lot of reputation in her industry over time. Premature babies and newborns with complicated medical demands were among the most vulnerable patients she treated in her work as a neonatologist. She gained a reputation for consistently standing up for her patients and their families while fusing compassion with medical brilliance. In addition to her clinical expertise, her colleagues respected her for her empathetic communication abilities, which enabled her to support parents through the frequently daunting challenges of neonatal intensive care. Dr. Arnold's work in simulation instruction was one of her greatest medical accomplishments. At Texas Children's Hospital, one of the biggest pediatric hospitals in the U.S., she was appointed medical director of the Simulation Center. There, she assisted in creating and executing training programs for medical professionals that used cutting-edge medical simulation technology. Before using life-saving techniques in actual situations, this method gave physicians, nurses, and medical students the opportunity to practice them in a safe, realistic setting. Her commitment to using simulation to enhance medical education soon won her widespread acclaim. Through his work, Dr. Arnold showed how simulation-based training might increase patient safety, foster better teamwork among medical personnel, and ultimately result in better patient outcomes. She gained popularity as a speaker at medical conferences, imparting her knowledge to medical facilities and academic institutions nationwide. In addition to her successful medical career, the tiny couple made Dr. Jen Arnold a household name. The lives of Jen, her husband Bill Klein, and their adopted children Will and Zoey were chronicled in a TLC reality series. Despite the difficulties of living with skeletal dysplasia, the family's warmth, humor, and upbeat attitude captured the attention of the audience. Many viewers were initially introduced to Jen's medical work through the show, and many were motivated to discover that the lady they watched balancing her family life on TV was also a highly skilled doctor who saved lives every day. Dr. Arnold was able to spread awareness about skeletal dysplasia and the significance of medical care for children with special needs thanks to the Little Couples platform. She made use of her prominence to support families dealing with physical and medical issues, highlighting the fact that a person's condition does not define them or their potential. Apart from her clinical practice and TV appearances, Dr. Arnold has also published papers in reputable medical journals and contributed to academic research. She believes that learning never ends in medicine, which is why she is dedicated to expanding our understanding of neonatology and simulation education. Innumerable medical students and residents have benefited from her guidance, which has inspired the upcoming generation of doctors to approach their work with both expertise and empathy. Personal difficulties have arisen during Dr. Arnold's career. She has had multiple surgeries over the years to treat her ailment, and in 2013, she was even diagnosed with cancer. Pathology results showed she had choriocarcinoma, a rare kind of cancer, following a hysterectomy for fibroids. Despite undergoing intense chemotherapy, she eventually recovered and was found to be cancer-free. She persisted in her career despite everything, motivating co-workers and admirers with her tenacity and resolve. Her experience shows that overcoming difficulties with courage is just as important to success as professional accomplishments. Dr. Jen Arnold is still juggling her responsibilities as a doctor, advocate, mother, and educator today. At several hospitals, notably Boston Children's Hospital, where she was appointed program director for the Simulation Center, she has assumed leadership roles. Her efforts there have a lasting impact on healthcare professional training, guaranteeing that patients nationwide receive better prepared medical teams. Dr. Arnold's career is particularly inspirational because of the way she skillfully incorporates her personal experiences into her work. She has a strong personal understanding of the hopes and concerns of patients and their families, having spent a large portion of her youth in hospitals. Whether she is speaking at a conference, educating a medical student, or caring for a premature newborn, her empathy is evident in her work. For her services to medicine and education, Dr. Arnold has won various honors and recognitions over the years. Her impact on innumerable lives, patients who received life-saving treatment, students who improved as doctors under her guidance, and spectators who were inspired and given hope by her narrative, however, may be her greatest legacy. Fans were devastated when the show was canceled in 2019 following its 14th season. Social media was ablaze with inquiries. What caused the show to be canceled? Would the family ever come back? People have been calling for a return for years, wanting to watch new parts of the life of the Arnold Klein family play out on TV. And now there's huge news at last, following years of conjecture and incessant petitions. Fans are ecstatic about Dr. Jen Arnold's formal comeback to television. Given that Jen had been concentrating so much on her medical career in recent years, the announcement was unexpected. She had accepted a distinguished position at Harvard University and Boston Children's Hospital as a well-known neonatologist and healthcare simulation educator. It was widely believed that she would not have much time for television projects due to her rigorous work schedule. However, Jen has always been driven to inspire others by sharing her experience, and she was aware of how much viewers missed seeing the family on television. Instead of being a straightforward continuation of The Small Couple, the new endeavor is being characterized as a novel approach. Insiders suggest that the show will focus on Jen's work life in Boston as well as the family's emotional journey as the children grow up, even if TLC has not yet confirmed all the specifics. Those who have seen Will and Zoey on television since they were young children are particularly interested in how the siblings have developed into teenagers with distinct personalities, skills, and aspirations of their own. Its harmonious blend of meaningful family time and educational value contributed to The Small Couple's devoted fan base. Through the eyes of an affectionate, humorous, and tenacious family, viewers gained knowledge about adoption, medical issues, and the realities of living with dwarfism. While Jen and Bill never held back when talking about their health issues or the prejudice that individuals with disabilities frequently encounter, they also made sure that their episodes were full of milestones, joy, and experiences that spoke to parents everywhere. Many people thought that the series cancellation was caused by legal issues between TLC and the production firm, as well as the family's choice to put their privacy first. Fans' voices never dwindled, though, and it appears that their demands have finally been heard as they have been flooding social media with comments like, "We need the little couple back, and please bring Jen, Bill, Will, and Zoey to our screens again." Jen's choice to come back coincides with a major change in reality TV. Opportunities for shows with genuine, family-focused narrative have increased thanks to streaming services. According to reports, producers presented Jen with a number of ideas, but she insisted that any new series would represent her.